All right, in this video, let's talk about the Genius Act coming in Congress right now for stablecoins, and also how it's going to potentially affect CBDCs, Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve System. So, yeah, it looks like Josh Hawley and Rand Paul, senators, like some of the all-star senators, are now in support of the bill, along with Ruben Gallego, who's just a gangster Democrat down there in Arizona. And yeah, so these guys are now supporting it. There's like a 60 man, there's plenty of support in the Senate for the bill. It's going to go into the House now and probably pass. So what does that mean for people, and like, how does it affect things going forward? Well, it's important to think about, like, we've got this executive orders that are pretty much banning CBDCs. So we know that this, which doesn't really make law, but it gives instruction. Executive orders are instructional. So the Genius Act is basically making a stablecoin, which is an alternative to doing a CBDC, allowing banks to have regulatory framework to be able to transact using these stablecoins with completely compliant ways. Now, some of the positive things I'm seeing in it are, number one, priority creditors in bankruptcies for stablecoins. So if you're holding stablecoins, then you get priority over other creditors. That's actually massive, because normally in bankruptcies, it goes like tax liens, and then like other government liens, and then like a secured party who's actually got a security interest on a property or deed, and then unsecured claims. I mean, you're going to be way down in the line before you ever get anything. But with a stablecoin, you become a priority creditor, which puts you at the front of the line with, like, right behind taxes, I would imagine. I didn't see if it was behind taxes or not, but either way, it's priority. So that's huge. The effect on the CBDCs, like, we do know from research that I've seen that FedNow, which would be in charge of the CBDCs, that would be, the Federal Reserve's arm. They've got 12 entities on there that they've approved for, like, compliance. And one of those entities is a blockchain called Metallicus. So we know that they are definitely wanting to do the CBDCs, or at least they're planning and moving forward on it. Now, I talked about this with the Bank of International Settlements video I did with Mitch when he did an analysis of the Mandela upgrade and the Bank of International Settlements and how this is all coming together. Using like the original Bitcoin protocol. Because one of the things that's just not quite, I think a lot of the regulators and people aren't quite catching on to yet, is the other side of regulation, which is the civil side. And the civil side goes into the patent architecture over the blockchains and how that affects things. Now, that's nothing to do with these bills, but it's definitely going to come in when it comes to, like, potential CBDCs, because there's a massive patent framework over on that. So there are a lot of experimenting going on with these like Metallicus. Eventually it's approved by FedNow, but is it actually compliant? I don't know. Do they have licensing from the patent holders? Probably not. So we know that the CBDC patent holders are going to be N-chain, so none other than Dr. Craig Stephen Wright, that's definitely the guy who's got the CBDC patent holder. So if that even does come out, but the Genius Act is definitely going through the House next. It's likely going to pass, and it's going to it could have some major impacts on the U.S. and the whole, like, world. It looks like President Trump is supporting it. He's going to probably sign off on it. Surprised to see, like, so much bipartisanship with the Democrats coming together and signing onto this bill as well. And I know that I've seen a few concerns from Aaron, I think it was Aaron Day, about, like, this is a potential CBDC. I'm not seeing it that way. I'm not seeing it open up the doors for CBDC. I'm seeing this as an alternative protocol to CBDCs, like allowing compliance to stablecoins. I'm not seeing any backdoor into the bill opening up for CBDCs. So I don't agree with that concern that he has. Now, I'm also not into the conspiracy side of things. I don't know, like, the whole theory about what's going on with a lot of the back. I don't know about that. So if there's another conspiracy angle that I'm not aware of, then, I don't know. But I'm just kind of like reading it more as a matter of fact and what's on paper and what's provable, what the courts see, like on the statutory side. So I don't see any concern with the CBDC. But yeah, I will mention again, like the FedNow, they look like they've approved Metallicus. So if there is such a thing, it'll probably be with Metallicus blockchain. Now, it's probably going to go into the background now, because if this Genius Act passes, this will be the focus. Now, also, it did say in the bill that it's not going to come out for another 18 months. So once it passes, let's say it passes at the end of the year, the president signs it, then it won't go into effect until 2020, well, 18 months from then. End of like halfway through 2026, halfway through 2027. So it'll be a little while, a little time to plan and invest and whatnot. But these, I'm not sure what it's going to do to Tether, because we know Howard Lutnick has some sort of involvement or support, or if he's a board member of Tether, I'm not sure. But I've heard that he's involved somehow or supports Tether in some way. But we know that Tether just is going to have a hard time being compliant. So that's one of the reasons why I've talked in the past, why like CBDC, like Tether, they should really look into becoming compliant, talking to the guys at the Terranode group. I know that I met with a CEO from Terranode group and showing interest in talking to the guys from Tether. They're both Italian guys, both CEOs. So something they should definitely, hopefully that can come together at some point. I know that was in the talks. So, but bottom line is this Genius bill is going through Senate right now. It looks like it's passing, and it's going to hit Congress soon, and it'll likely be on the president's desk by the end of the year. And it's going to lay the framework for all these CBDCs. It's pretty. I'd say it's huge, man. It's a big deal. So that's my little update. All right, and the latest and greatest. I did get a confirmation from Mitch. We're going to do a show here soon. I got to just find out when. And I got to freaking really catch up with somebody like Sean Ryan. Imagine like the power, like impact of Sean Ryan, dude, like he's having right now. And I love it. So I just want to keep my stuff pure, non advertisements, no bias, just tell it like it is. I know a lot of people don't like hearing it like it is, but it is what it is. I'm just going to tell it the way I see it. So, all right, that's it. Hit the ones. My name's Gavin Mehl. I'll see you at the top.